Hare Krishna, dear devotees, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Welcome to this morning's Srimad Bhagavatam class, which is given by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada himself. So this is a recording of April 20th, 1973 in Los Angeles. We request that you kick up the volumes of your listening devices, because sometimes the volume is low on this recording. Without further ado, we'll start right now. Hare Krishna.
Jaya Radha Madhava Kunya Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunya Bihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Giri Varadhari Gopi Jana Vallabha Giri Varadhari Gopi Jana Vallabha Giri Varadhari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunyo Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunyo Bihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Giri Varadhari Gopi Jana Vallabha Giri Varadhari Gopi Jana Vallabha Giri Varadhari Gopi Jana Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana Jamuna Tira Panachari Jamuna Tira Banachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunya Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunya Bihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Giri Varadhari Gopi Jana Vallabha Giri Varadhari Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Banachari Jamuna Tira Banachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jaya Spat Paramahansa Parivrajagacharya Siddhara Sadasmal Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Prabhupada ki Jai Ananta Koti Vaishnavinda ki Jai Ramacharya Srila Haridas Thakur ki Jai Prem se kaho Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhaktavinda ki Jai Shri Shri Radha Krishna Go Gopinath Sam Kund Radha Kund Girivardhan ki Jai वृंदावन धाम की जय नवद्वीप धाम की जय गंगा माई की जय जमुना माई की जय तुलसी देवी की जय भक्ति देवी की जय सामवेद भक्तबिंद की जय ऑल ग्लोरीज टू द असम्बली ऑल ग्लोरीज टू द असम्बली ऑल ग्लोरीज टू द असम्बली थैंक यू वेरी मच Hare
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
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 Manye Tvam Kalam Ishanam Anadi Nidhanam Vibhum Samam Charantam Sarvatra Bhutanam Yan Mita Kali Manye Tvam Kalamishanam Anadi Nidhanam Vibhum Samam Charantam Sarvatra Bhutanam Yan Mitah Kali Manye Tvam Kalamishanam Anadi Nidhanam Vibhum Samam Charantam Sarvatra Bhutanam Yan Mitah Kali Manye Tvam Kalamishanam Anadi Nidhanam Vibhum Samam Charantam Sarvatra Bhutanam Yan Mitah Kali
vibhum
Samam charantam sarvatra
samam charantam sarvatra
Bhutanam yam mitakali
bhutanam yam vitakali
Manyevam kalamishanam
mayetam kamishanam anadinam vibhum samam charantam sarvatra bhutanam yam vitakali.
Manyevam kalam
Now ladies.
Mayetam
Kalam Anadinam vibhum samam charantam sarvatra bhutanam yam vitakali mayetam kalam vishwanam anadinam vibhum samam charantam sarvatra bhutanam yam vitakali mayetam kalam vishwanam anadinam vibhum samam charantam sarvatra bhutanam yam vitakali mayetam kalam vishwanam anadinam vibhum samam charantam sarvatra bhutanam yam vitakali mayetam kalam vishwanam anadinam vibhum samam charantam sarvatra bhutanam yam vitakali. What meaning?
Manye,
Manye,
I consider it.
I consider it.
Tvam, your lordship.
Your lordship.
Kalam, the eternal time.
The eternal time.
Ishanam,
Ishanam,
the supreme Lord.
the supreme Lord.
Anadi Nidhanam,
Anadinam,
without beginning and end.
without beginning and end.
Vibhum, all pervading.
All pervading.
Samam,
Samam,
equally merciful.
equally merciful.
Charantam,
Charantam,
distributing.
distributing.
Sarvatra,
Sarvatra,
everywhere.
everywhere.
Bhutanam,
Bhutanam,
of the living beings.
of the living beings.
Yat mita,
Yadvita,
by intercourse.
by intercourse.
Kali,
Kali,
dissension.
dissension.
Translation. My Lord, I consider your lordship to be eternal time, the supreme controller, without beginning and end, the all-pervasive one. In distributing your mercy, you are equal to everyone. The dissensions between living beings are due to social intercourse.
In the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says exactly the same thing. This is explained by Kunti, in devotee. The same thing is spoken by the Lord Himself. Samoham sarvabhutesu name desyasti na priya. Jetu bhajanti mang pritya tesu te mai. God cannot be partial. That is not possible. Everyone is God's son. So how God can be partial to one son and better than the other son? That is not possible. That is our mistake. We trust in God But we make discrimination. If you trust in God, then you must be equally kind and merciful to all living entities. That is God consciousness. So, Krishna says that I have no enemies, neither I have got friends. Nami deshasti na priya. Desha means enemy. We are envious of our enemy and we are friendly to our friends. So, Krishna is absolute. Even he appears to be inimical to some demon, actually he is friend. When a demon is killed, that means his demonic activities are killed. He becomes a saint immediately. Otherwise, how he is promoted immediately to the Brahma Jyoti. All these demons who are killed by Krishna, they immediately merge into the Brahma Jyoti, Nirbhishesh. The only difference is, of course, the Brahma Jyoti, Paramatma and Bhagavan, they are one. Vadanti tat tattvavidas tattam. That is one truth, absolute truth, in different features only. Brahmeti, Paramatmeti, Bhagavaniti Sabdati. Originally, Bhagavan, his plenary representation is Paramatma, who is situated in everyone's heart. Ishara sarvabhutanam riddeshe arjuna tishtati. The plenary portion, Kirodokshai Vishnu, he is in everyone's heart. That is Paramatma. And Brahma, Paramatma and Bhagavan. The ultimate issue is Bhagavan. So, Je Jathamang Prabhaddante, now he is equal to everyone. It is up to the devotees or persons who are trying to understand the Supreme Absolute Truth according to their capacity of understanding. The Absolute Truth, God is revealed either as impersonal Brahma or localized Paramatma or Bhagavan. It is up to me. The same example, as I have repeated many times, just like we see sometimes the hills from our room. Here there are many hills in Los Angeles. But they are not distinct. When you are seeing the hills from a distant place, it looks like something cloudy. But if you go still farther towards the hill, you will distinctly find that there is something hill. And if you come to the hill, then you will find so many persons are walking there, so many houses are there. There are streets, motor cars, everything, all varieties. So, similarly, when one wants to know the absolute truth by his teeny brain, I shall make research to find out the absolute truth, then you will have vague idea, impersonal idea. And if you become a meditator, then you will find that God is situated within your heart. Dhyanavastita tadgatina manasa pasyanti jam yogina. The yogis, the real yogis, they, by meditation, they see Vishnu Murti within the heart. And those who are devotees, they meet the Supreme Person face to face. It's like we are meeting face to face. Talk face to face. And serve directly. The Supreme Personality of Godhead orders that you supply me this, and he supplies. That is the difference. So, Samohang Sarvabhutesi, he is equal to everyone. Now it is up to you to understand him according to your capacity. So Kunti also says the same thing in this verse. Samang charantang sarvatra. Samang charantang. Charantang means moving. He's moving everywhere. Outside, inside. Simply, we have to make our eyes clear to see him. That is devotional service. To make our senses purified, to perceive the presence of God. God is present everywhere. Antat bahi. Antar means within, and bahi means without. Those who are less intelligent, they simply try to find out God within. And those who are advanced in intelligence, they can see within and without. That is the difference. Meditation is meant for the less intelligent class of men. Meditation means you have to control the senses. Yoga practice means yoga indriya sanjam. Our senses are very restless. By yoga practice, by practicing different asana, so mind is controlled. The senses are controlled. Then we can concentrate upon the form of Vishnu within our heart. That is yoga system. Or those who are too much in bodily concept of life, for them the yoga system is recommended. Practicing the bodily exercise and find out the Supreme Lord within the heart. But bhaktas, those are devotees, who are still more advanced, they don't require to control their senses separately, because to be engaged in devotional service means controlling the senses. Suppose you are engaged in worshipping the deity, in cleansing the room, in decorating the deity, in making food stuff for deity, everything nicely. So your senses are already engaged. Where is the chance of your senses being diverted? Your senses are already controlled. Because my senses, Rishikena Rishikesha Sevanam Bhakti Richate. Bhakti means simply to engage the senses in the service of this master of the senses. Rishikesh means master of the senses. And Rishik means senses. So now our senses are engaged for sense gratification. Sarvapadhi, the upadhi jukt. So I am this body, so I must satisfy my senses. This is the contaminated stage of life. But when one comes to the understanding that I am not this body, I am spirit, soul, part and parcel of God. So my senses, spiritual senses, should be engaged in the service of the Supreme Spiritual Being. That is want. That is mukti. Mukti means hitva unnatha rupam. When we are conditioned, we give up our original constitution position. Our original constitution position is, as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, Jiver Sarup Hoy Nitya Krishna Das. Our original constitutional position is that we are eternal servant of Krishna. So as soon as we employ ourselves in the service of the Lord, immediately we become liberated. Immediately. There is no question of passing through some process. This very process to engage oneself, engage one's senses in the service of the Lord means he is liberated. So this liberation is open for everyone. Samang charantan. Krishna does not say that you come to me, you become liberated. No, he is open for everyone. He says, Sarvadharman parittajamamikang saranang vraja. He speaks to everyone, not that he is speaking to Arjuna only. He is speaking to everyone. Bhagavad Gita is spoken not only for Arjuna. Arjuna is just like the target. But it is spoken for everyone, for all human beings. So one has to take advantage. Samang charantam is not partial. That you become just like this sunshine. This sunshine is not partial. That here is a poor man, here is a low-class man, here is a hog. I shall not distribute my shining there. No. Sun is equal. One has to take advantage of it. The sunshine is there open. But if you close your door, if you want to keep yourself in airtight darkness, that is your business. Similarly, Krishna is everywhere. Krishna is for everyone. Krishna is ready to accept you as soon as you surrender. Samang chantan. There is no restriction. Krishna says, Mang hi partha vipasritya jipishu papajuna. They make distinction that this is lower class, this is higher class. The Krishna says even lower class, so-called lower class, it doesn't matter. If he takes to me, then he is also eligible to come back to home, back to God. Samang charantam. And he is the eternal time. Everything is going on within the time. The time, our time calculation is past, present and future. This is relative. The other day we were discussing. This past, present, future is relative term. For a small insect, the past, present and future is different from my past, present and future. Relative term. Similarly, Brahma's past, present and future is different from my past, present and future. But Krishna has no past, present and future. Therefore he is eternal. We have got past, present and future because we change this body. Now we have got this body. It has got a date. In such and such date, I was born by my father and mother. Now, this body will stay for some time. It will grow. It will produce some byproduct. then it will become old, then dwindle, then finish. No more this body. You accept another body. This body is finished. The history of this body, past, present, future, finished. You accept another body, again your past, present, future begins. But Krishna has no past, present, future because he does not change his body. That is the difference between ourselves and Krishna. Just as Krishna spoke to Arjuna that in the past I spoke to the sun god about this philosophy, Bhagavad Gita. So Arjuna could not believe it. Arjuna knew everything, but for our education he put this question, Krishna, we are contemporary, we are born practically the same period. How can I believe that you spoke this philosophy to the sun god? And the reply was that, my dear Arjuna, you are also present there, but you have forgotten. I have not forgotten. That is the difference. Past, present, future for persons who forget. But who does not forget, who remains eternally, there is no past, present, future. Therefore, Kunti is addressing Krishna as eternal. Manne tang kalam. And because he is eternal, Ishanam, he is full controller. Kunti says, Manne, I think, by the behavior of Krishna, she could understand that Krishna is eternal. Krishna is the supreme controller. Anadi nidhanam. Anadi nidha. There is no beginning, there is no end. Therefore, Vibhum. Vibhum means the supreme, the greatest. Vibhum. We are Anu. We are the smallest. And Krishna is the biggest. Krishna is also, because we are part and parcel of Krishna, therefore Krishna is both the smallest and the biggest. We are simply smallest. But Krishna is both. Krishna, Vibhu, greatest means all-inclusive. In the great, if you have got a big bag, you can hold so many things. In small bag, you cannot do that. So Krishna is Vibhu. He includes the time, past, present, future. He includes everything. And he is everywhere. That is Vibhu. Vibhu, all pervading. Krishna is everywhere. Annantarasthang paramanuchayantarasthang. In the Brahma Samhita it is said that Krishna, because without Krishna the matter cannot develop. The scientists, the atheist scientists, they say that life comes out of matter. That is nonsense. No. Matter is one energy of Krishna and spirit is another energy. The spirit is superior energy and the matter is inferior energy. The matter develops when there is superior energy. Just like this country, America, the same America was 200 years ago, 300 years ago, the land. But it was not developed. But because some superior living entities from Europe came here, now America is so much developed. Therefore, the cause of development is the superior energy. the inferior energy, there are so many vacant land lying still, just like in Africa, Austria. They are called undeveloped. Why undeveloped? Because the superior energy, living entity, has not touched it. As soon as the superior energy, living entity, will touch it, the same land will develop so many factories, houses, cities, roads, cars, everything, as we can develop. Therefore, the conclusion is that the matter cannot develop out of itself. No, that is not possible. The superior energy must touch it. Then it will be acting. There are so many machines. That is matter, inferior energy. Unless a operator comes to touch the machine, it will not act. First class motor car, very costly motor car, machine, but unless a driver comes, it will stand for millions of years there. There is no use. This common sense is lacking. The matter cannot work independently unless the superior energy, living entity, touches it. That is common sense. So how these rascal scientists say that life develops from matter? No. How it can be concluded? There is no such instances. They falsely say they do not have sufficient knowledge. So these universes, they have also developed on account of Krishna's presence. Therefore, Brahma Samhita says, Annantarasthang Paramanuchayantar. They are studying now atoms. So many things are going on. Electrons, protons. Why? Because the Krishna is there. This is really science. So Krishna has no past, present, future. He is eternal time. He has no beginning. He has no end. And he is equal to everyone. Samang Chanantan, simply we have to prepare ourselves to see Krishna, to understand Krishna. That is the business of Krishna consciousness. Thank you very much.
Right, Hare Krishna. So another wonderful lecture taken from the teachings of Queen Kunti, are actually the prayers of Queen Kunti, which we also call the teachings of Queen Kunti. So Queen Kunti describes Krishna in such a wonderful way that we can understand, and Srila Prabhupada has related the different energies, inferior energy, superior energy, Krishna himself being all-pervading, and at the same time the smallest, largest, and the smallest. So these are all points that we have to reflect on to improve our devotional service and our connection, make our connection even stronger to Krishna. So, dear devotees, this is the time to unmute yourself. If you have some things that you want to share, some realizations that came to mind through this, or some questions that you want to ask, you can do so now. Hare Krishna. So anyone wants to unmute themselves and share? Okay, so while you're thinking about it, I'll share some of the things that I picked up from this class. So Srila Prabhupada says God cannot be partial. Sometimes we put trust in the Lord, but then we discriminate in our lives. But if we trust in God, then we must fairly deal with all living entities. Because God is kind even to the demons, because when he kills them, he allows them into the Brahmajyoti. And the Brahmajyoti, for those who may not know, is the effulgence of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. There is total peace. Those who go there cannot have a direct relationship in terms of a ras, of any kind with the Supreme Personality of Godhead. But there is peace. There is peace. And the soul of a person who enters there to the Brahmajyoti will be there for a very long period of time. And the same size, so as we have now, 1/10,000, the tip of a hair, as is explained, the dimensions in the Brahmajyoti. But still it is very peaceful. So even the demons, he allows them to go there. And Srila Prabhupada says that when he kills the demons, and this is just even common sense can relate to it from a common sense standpoint. Demons cause trouble. So when Krishna kills them, that trouble is stopped. Then we get some peace of mind to the people that were victims of the trouble given or perpetrated on them by the demons. So the killing of the demons is good. And then Krishna gives them even so much mercy by allowing them in the Brahmajyoti. So in mentioning the Brahmajyoti, then Srila Prabhupada talked about Brahman, Paramatma, and Bhagavan, the three features of the Lord. They are one, but the ultimate issue is Bhagavan. The devotees relate to Bhagavan. He says when you can do research to find out about God and wind up in the impersonal feature understanding of the Lord, and then yogis meditate to try to connect with the Paramatma. But then he says that even those who do that, connecting with the Paramatma, he described them as not very intelligent. The highest way of relating is to relate the Lord as Bhagwan, with all of the properties and relationships that are present that we can, in fact, relate to. And that is the sweetest way. And of course, so yogis, they connect with only Paramatma. Then Srila Prabhupada talked about our senses. We, in order to purify our senses, we have to relate to the Lord. And relating to the Lord is what we call devotional service. Then he said, less intelligent men try to find the Lord from within, which is the same statement in another way as how the yogis meditate to find the Paramatma, the Lord in the heart, who is within. So this kind of yoga system also that's there, it's recommended for those who are too materialistic. There's also the same thing. But there is sense control in it, except that for devotees to control the senses means to engage the senses in the service of the Lord. If we satisfy our own senses materially, that is a contaminated stage of life. We explained that way. So our original constitutional position is serving of Krishna. And when we serve the Lord with our senses, then we are liberated. So these are some of the points that I was able to jot down as Srila Prabhupada was lecturing. So, devotees, if you want to add some more to this, ask questions about this and the whole lecture, please do so. You can unmute yourself and do that now. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, please accept my humble obeisances, Olga Shishir Prabhupada.
Right.
One of the points that was really strong for me is when that you also repeated, and that is Prabhupada says when we trust Krishna, but we discriminate. So he's saying, it's like, how can you trust someone and then you discriminate? If this discrimination is so, what was coming to my mind is if there is discrimination in trust, then it's not trust. Because we trust with our whole heart, our whole heart, complete faith, complete, everything. It's like complete and whole. So I was just really, really thinking, wow, trust means no discrimination. And that was powerful because even if we were to apply that same understanding in relationships, amongst devotees, family members, whatever it is, right? Trust means no discrimination. So if there's no discrimination, then it's not trust, because then means we don't completely trust the Lord if we discriminate. So that was a very powerful food for thought for me, is to really understand the meaning of trust, which means no discrimination. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yeah. Yeah, that's also very, very important that Srila Prabhupada explains like that. So that's a nice takeaway. Any other person to contribute? You can unmute yourself if you feel like contributing or asking a question or sharing a realization connected with this, or anything else connected with spirituality that you want to discuss, you can. So while the Buddhists are doing that, I have a few more points that I noted. So we serve the Lord with our senses. That means we're liberated. And he says liberation is there for everyone. Everyone. Saman Charantam, equally distributed. And he gave an analogy like the sunshine. It's there for everyone. But if somebody closes their door so that the sunshine does not come through, then that's their business. That's their choice. So, and then he talked about past, present, and future, depending on the kind of body that the person is in, to make a point about Krishna. So our calculation of time is based on past, present, and future. That's relative time. Brahma's time, his past, present, and future, is different from my time. And our time is different from the past, present, and future of an insect. They can live a whole life in one day. We're born at the end of the day of what we call our 24 hours. That insect has lived his life and finished and gone. Some are even shorter than that. But Brahma is 1 second. The other day we calculated is 1 second, according to his time, is 100,000 years of our time. So it's just that why? Whoa, that's a long time. Well, Brahma lives for 311 trillion and 40 billion years. And not, he won't tell you it's 311 trillion years. No, he'll say, I live 100 years, but that's 100 years based on his time. So time is relative. But Krishna does not relate like that to relative time. He's eternal. So for him, there's no past, present, and future like that. Srila Prabhupada says past, present, and future, and the time factor comes into play when we accept a particular body. So body of an insect, past, present, and future for him based on that time is then also based on the body that's in. Our bodies, past, present, and future is based on time that we say is longer. And the demigod's time is even longer still. So Srila Prabhupada also explained the Krishna's property as being the biggest, Vibhum. And we are Anu, smallest. But Krishna is both biggest, all pervading, and also the smallest. So he explained that, if you got a big thing, you can fit a little thing in. But if you have a little thing, you cannot fit a big thing inside of it. So we are limited, but Krishna is not. And then he talked about the energies, the inferior energy and the superior energy. And scientists thinking that matter came from, life came from matter. They said that is it's false, just to put it that way. Matter develops from the superior energy. Inferior energy will be there, but matter will not act unless superior energy touches it. And he gave a nice example of, say, very fancy motor car sitting there, no driver in it. That thing will sit for years and years and years and years and it will be of no use. But as soon as the driver sits in and starts controlling it, then the car becomes of much use. So the driver then is a superior energy and the car is inferior energy. So it's always when the superior energy touches the inferior energy, can the inferior energy act. Therefore, life's source is in fact the superior energy, the Lord himself. He says, aham bija padapita. Everyone, the seed of life is from Krishna, and Krishna is superior energy. He owns all energies, but he is spirit, the higher energy. So he ended by saying that, yes, so many things are being studied, even the protons, electrons, neutrons, they're there. Why? Because Krishna is there. We studied because Krishna is there. Hmm? To understand that Krishna is present everywhere. That's real science. Hmm? So Krishna has no beginning, no end, and he's equal to everyone. Samancharantam. So we have to prepare ourselves to see Krishna, and that is preparation, which is called devotional service. And then later on, we can relate to Krishna and understand him. And that is the business of Krishna consciousness. So this is how he actually broke it down. Very wonderful way to describe what Maharani Kunti was talking about. All that while she knew, the devotees, Pandavas were relating to Krishna, Arjuna especially as a friend, but the mother, Kunti, knew all the while, even though Krishna was supposed to be a nephew, that he was the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He was never in any doubt about that situation. That's why he said that we depend on you. Please come when we have situations that are difficult. And this is also part of Pinkunti's teachings. Hare Krishna. Any last comments? If not, then we'd like to thank you very much for coming for this class also. And you have a wonderful, we're in the midweek now. Have a wonderful rest of your week in Krishna consciousness. Vanchakalpatarubhasya kripa sunibe evacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.